What's up guys, my name is Jellycook5 and welcome back to another episode of the Fortuna Dusseldorf career mode. I know it's been a little while, but we have a new season upon the horizon for ourselves. Fortuna Dusseldorf have got themselves into the big time and we have gone to the Bundesliga. Before we get into this episode though, it'd be much appreciated if you're able to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. We're doing so well on the subscribers at the moment. I appreciate all your support. Please don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. And in terms of all my socials, they're all linked down below so you can keep up to date with the channel. As you can see, we've got a budget overview. We've got a budget of £35 million. That's to be able to spend on the squad. We've got a lot of investments to make, don't get me wrong, but I feel like this is the right budget to be able to give us. We'd definitely like more, okay, but for what we've got to be able to be a promoted side, and we didn't win any trophies apart from the Bundesliga 2 last year, I don't think it's all bad. Obviously, we've got a lot of upgrades to make. We've got a few contract extensions to make also. Let's get into this episode then, and let's show you what we have done as a club at the start of the season. For the ones that would have watched the episodes last time, obviously you know this man who we don't even need any introduction. Christos Tzoiles, obviously on loan from Norwich City. He wasn't our original player, but we are trying to do that and we are trying to make him our player right now. He's got a market value of £10 million. We wanted 12.8 originally, so we're going to go down a little bit less, obviously. We need to make the most of what we can out of this budget because we do need to make a lot of signings at the end of the day. We're competing against the biggest teams in the world, and that is no exaggeration whatsoever. So 12 million... I felt like that was a fair offer, and Norwich were quite happy to accept that at the same time. So we're hoping to get this deal done and dusted. Tzoiles mentioned that he wanted to still be a part of the club last season. Obviously, we couldn't get that done and dusted with the funds that we spent last season. So obviously, we go into the new season with a new budget and hope that Christos Tzoiles is happy with the contract that we will offer him also. 5-year deal, he's looking to commit to the club. He's 22 years of age, he's 76 rated. He's still got so much more room for improvement at the same time. So much to look forward to in terms of his talents and what he offers on the pitch at the same time. 5-year deal, as I mentioned, we're quite happy to accept that. We're quite happy to have him on the book for a fair while. It's not like we're doing an 8-year deal or anything, and he's not asking too much on the wages either. He's actually asking lower than what he's previously on, so that goes to show you how much he actually wants to be at the club. He's got a big bonus. We was only happy to do the signing bonus. That went up to 23,500 because of that, and we was quite happy to kind of accept. First signing of the season done, and Christos Tzoiles will be a Fortuna Dusseldorf player this season. Then really happy to get this done and dusted, and hoping that that is going to be the case where he'll be able to provide on the big pitch. That is for sure, and he will wear the number 7 like he did last season. So that is the first signing of the season that is completed, and we're very excited to get this one done. He brings a lot of character to the side. He brings a lot of pace, a lot of direct kind of ball and everything else like that. And as I say, we're very excited to get his services done and dusted and get him through into the club. We obviously had Johannesson on loan also last season, but we won't be interested in acquiring his services. But in terms of departures, we've got a few that are going to be kind of outgoings, obviously. Money that we can make, money that we can spend on other players at the same time. And I feel like it's wise to do so. The first man is Marcel Sabotka then. He has a fairly high rating. He's obviously getting a little bit older now, and he didn't really play last season, so I didn't really see much of him. Quite happy to let him go to Werner Bremen in the Bundesliga also for 1.7 million. Now, as I just mentioned just then, we're not going to be acquiring the services of Johannesson, and the midfield is a bit lapsed in that way. We haven't got that much quality in that midfield, and I feel like we're going to really need to bolster in terms of our attacking options and going forward. We've got Chavez, we've got Appelkamp, but one man that I wanted to sign was Florent Musilija. Haven't heard of him before. Looked at him, he's doing very well at the moment. He's from SC Paderborn, so he's in the Bundesliga. He's a German international, so it's something that I would like to be able to acquire the services of, and it looks to be that SC Paderborn would be happy to accept at the same time. He's not on the high wages either. He's 26 years of age. He's 74 rated. He can play in the cam role. He can also play in like a centre mid role in terms of that holding area, not defensively, more attacking at the same time. So he would definitely be fitting in the squad, that is for sure. We're happy to sign him up on a 4-year deal, so he's looking to commit for a lot of his career to Fortuna Dusseldorf. We were originally offered 20,000. He wanted a little bit more. We're going to remove the bonus and hopefully accept the 24,000 and a 230,000 signing bonus, and he definitely is, as you can see, and he's going to be a Fortuna Dusseldorf player. Then he will wear the number 14 shirt next season, and we're very happy to get this one through the door. Obviously, we played SC Paderborn last season also, and it's going to be very interesting to see in red and white instead of blue and white. 4.2 million in the end. I feel like that's a good one of value in that way. Obviously, the price rating was only a C. I think that should be much better in all honesty. He's still got a lot to give. He's obviously going to be very versatile. He knows the league, and he's definitely going to be one to be excited to be on that pitch. In terms of another outgoing, you'll recognise this man. He got injured at the start of the season, and it is the man that is Dennis. Unfortunately, he just didn't really get going last season. We brought in Kabozov at the same time, so he didn't really get much game time. So I thought it was unfair to leave him on the sidelines. He's still got a lot to give at somewhere else, and he'll be off to Turkey then. 1.5 million he'll be gone for, and we wish Dennis all the best on his new adventure. And then we have just to keep getting outgoings and outgoings and outgoings, but we'll also have incomings at the same time. Obviously, this episode is pretty much obviously transfers, and we will have one game at the end of this particular episode, but it will be only the one game that we'll be having on display today. The next man to leave is the Memic. Obviously, he was the third striker. Didn't really get going. Obviously, he had a few games. He started that game against RB Leipzig, and I was hoping if he were to get a goal in that, maybe that might kind of start something for himself. But in all honesty, I knew that he would be gone at the end of the season. We can still get in a free agent for a striker, and we'll save money. So in terms of being able to sell him for 1.7 million, I feel like that would be the best kind of option to be able to go for. In terms of our right back option, Zimmerman will be retiring at the end of the season, so that only leaves us with Robert Gumney. So one man that I wanted to bring on a free agent as Al Harabi. Really looked kind of intriguing at the same time. He's 19 years of age, he's 70 rated, and he's not high on the wage either, 8.3. I feel like this is a massive steal for us. It saves us having to spend so much on an actual transfer on the right back, and I feel like we can bring him on as Zimmerman will still be in the team, and he might just be able to get the odd kind of game time here and there to show him what he can do. He will sport the number 2 shirt for Fortuna Dusseldorf next season, and we're very excited to get his services done. Fard Al Harabi, and remember the name because he's going to be one to be spoken about in the future. Now, this departure, I was questioning at the time, don't get me wrong, but I looked at it, I evaluated it, and at the end of the day, I felt like it was the best kind of option for Emmanuel Aouar to be able to go this season. He didn't get any game time last season. He sat on the bench, he's on high wages, and he'll be going to Anderlecht for 1.7 million. I felt like that was the best choice to be able to make, and off he will go to the Belgium leagues. We need a replacement, obviously, but in terms of the midfield role, we also need a holding midfielder. We've got Tananka, we've got Engelhardt, but I don't think Engelhardt will be able to be as good as this man, Tolisso. We've all heard of him before. He's obviously getting on a little bit now. He's 29 years of age, 76 rated, but for 5.5 million as a market value, I can reckon and get him for a little bit less as 5 million, hoping that Leon would accept, but they'll go up to 5.9. So I was looking to see if we can kind of meet in the middle at the same time, so we're not spending too much. So we'll meet the market value, hoping that they will accept. Will they do so? And yes, they will. Leon are quite happy to see Tolisso go as long as he accepts the deal. He's obviously going to be on high wages at the same time, which is the only downfall. As you can see in the top left-hand corner, we're still sitting on 17 million in terms of a budget, and the weekly wage we're still doing okay at the same time. So everything is going right, everything is going according to plan. We've definitely got something set out that we need to get, and 26 in terms of a week, I feel like that's okay. I'll match it. I don't feel like it's kind of bad. He's taken £500 less a week. I reckon he would probably have actually taken less at the end of the day, but we've been generous. We know what sort of experience he'll bring to the side. He's obviously played in so many European competitions. He's played for France, he's played for Lyon for absolute many years, and he's definitely a veteran that will add a lot of experience to the side. Number 18 then, Will Sport there, as you can see, in red and white, and he's looking very good in red and white, I must say. Also a big transfer for us, and probably one of the talking points for us in terms of a summer transfer, and definitely in terms of evolving forward in signing players, because obviously the value of the player is definitely higher than what we would normally sign. That is for sure. We've got another outgoing there, as you can see. We've got a few loans on there also. Obviously, not everyone is just being sold at the end of the day. So Sima Suso will be going on loan, 12-month deal. He'll be getting some more experience out of the league. And one man that went on loan to Newport County last year will be going on loan there, as you can see, to FC Bostonani for 12 months. So it'll be the year. Obviously, we're signing Aouar. We've got Kabozov, we've got Horeta, we've got Dazorles, but I don't know if Dazorles will be able to compete. And as you can see, Thomas Frank is quite happy to let the services of Kevin Shade go. He's 73 rated, he's 22 years of age, he is German, and he's going to be very excited to be able to get this man on the pitch. He's got a lot of pace, he's got a lot of potential, and it's about being able to see if we can kind of get him in that refined player, in that top level, because that's where we need him. He's on a high wage at the same time. Again, yes, but I feel like we can kind of get it a decent wage to be able to kind of prove that he'll be worth doing so. I mean, 5-year deal at the same time, it's a steal in my opinion. He's not a lot at the same time, and he's still got so much more growth. I was looking at different wingers. I was looking at Karamanko Dembele. I was looking at Oscar Bob, but this man really caught my eye, and he definitely wants to be able to be here also because he's definitely taken a wage cut. 24,500 a week. We're quite happy to accept that. We just need to remove the bonus because obviously that would kill us in future time, so we need to be able to reduce that. He went up to 27. We're quite happy to accept. And Kevin Shade is a Fortuna Dusseldorf player. The signings are coming thick and fast, and this is a massive talking point for ourselves. We've literally, with that is our highest spend so far, £7 million. Obviously, probably looking back that in seasons to come, that will be completely small, but for now, this is massive for us. Kevin will wear the number 13 shirt next season, and we're very excited to get that deal done from Brentford as Thomas Frank let him go. I'm not too sure if he wanted to come back to Germany or he wanted a new kind of career, but we're very excited to see Kevin Shade here as a red and white. And another man, David Kalina. Obviously, we had Gallardo on the left-hand side, but Gavore didn't really play last season due to the lack of pace and everything else. I looked at this man, Kalina. He played for the same team as Robert Gumney, and I actually wanted Gumney back at first there, as you can see, and he's very low on the value also, 3 million. I feel like that's an absolute steal. Really good experience. He's got still a lot to give at the same time. He's only 24 years of age, and I don't think he'll be too bad on the wage either. He's 71 rated, so he's got a lot to give. He's got a lot of potential, and this team is really shaping up to be something special, that is for sure. 11,500, so he's not looking for a massive bump up in terms of the wages either. We obviously whack it down on the bonus so it goes up to 12. I feel like that's a very good deal at the same time. So we will be seeing Kalina in the next few games, that is for sure. I'm not too sure if we'll start him at the start of the season or if we'll kind of get him into the team as the games go on. I'm really not knowing what to expect in the Bundesliga, but Kalina will know what to expect. He has played for Augsburg before, and he will be playing for Fortuna Dusseldorf this season. Another kind of replenishment to the defence at the same time. 3.2 million. I feel like that's a big kind of player for ourselves, and he will be playing for Dusseldorf next season. Obviously, we sold the Memic, so we need to sign a free agent striker. I wasn't going to sign anyone on an actual deal because I feel like we just lose that money because we won't be seeing much of Nabisi, but he's an interesting signing in the day. He looks very big, he looks powerful, and he's definitely looking something to offer. 10,000 a week. He went up to 11. We was quite happy to do that at the end of the day. I thought about editing the sign-on bonus, but at the end of the day, what is that to us? He will wear the number 27 there next season, and he'll be looking forward to seeing if he can get a few minutes in red and white. And you never know, he might just impress us. Obviously, we've got the other strikers in Sinclair Armstrong and Jan Fatih Arps. We won't be seeing much of him, but it'll be interesting to see when he does get on the pitch. Obviously, the signing of Kalina and we've got Gallardo means only one thing for Gavori, and he will be leaving the side. He actually didn't do too bad in the Bundesliga too. I just felt like it was the right signing to make in terms of bringing Kalina, selling Gavore, especially where he was coming near to the end of his career, and he'll be off to Turkey for 1.7 million. One man that I saw on the free agents, and it wouldn't be someone that I've normally signed, but because he was on free agents and looking at his stats, he looked very good. Obviously, we've bolstered our midfield options a lot, but one man I looked at was Josh Brownhill. He's 28 years of age, he's 75 rated, he's had all the experience possible for Burnley, and he could be a Fortuna Dusseldorf player if he were to accept it. He's actually looking on a wage kind of decrease at the same time. Obviously, he's taken a sign-on bonus, don't get me wrong, so we obviously kind of get that back in time, but I was looking forward to be able to see if he would be interested in being a Fortuna Dusseldorf player, having a few conversations with him, and he will be. This is a very interesting signing. He's had a lot of experience, and he's got a lot of time still to play in big league football. He will wear the number 29 shirt next season, and he is a Fortuna Dusseldorf player. So here we go, the first game of the season, and who but Borussia Dortmund to play first. This is a massive test for us, and this is the lineup then. Labrovic in goal, Fusa, Mensah and Robinson as the centre-backs, then Gumney on the right, Gallardo on the left, to Zoilis, then we've got Muslija then with Chavez and Tolisso just behind, Herrera on the right, and Jan Fatih up top. Not a lot of changes to what we're normally used to seeing, but obviously bear in mind that I don't want to integrate too many new players so quickly. A lot of nerves, a lot of kind of excitement at the same time for this start of the Bundesliga. But we all know what to expect when it comes to Borussia Dortmund. We all know what to expect. They've got so many good players. They've had so many good players previously, what they've brought through and so on. And so it's going to be a big test for us. And on whether we can provide, let's see if we can do so. And we have a chance straight away then as Herrera's played in on the right-hand side. Real good opportunity there, but Kobel's nice and strong in the kind of saving of that shot then as he sticks a leg out. Now Borussia Dortmund looking to go on the attack, looking to create something. And as you can see on the pitch, they've got some absolute class players. Darwin Núñez there is transferring over from Liverpool. We've got Reece James on the right hand side also transferring over from Chelsea. Dortmund have definitely spent the big bucks, and they're definitely proving some sort of quick start here as Malin looks to play on the right hand side, but Gallardo makes himself nice and strong in the interception, putting it out for a throw-in as Malin looks to be able to take the throw nice and quickly as they look to create something here. Gallardo falling to his feet as he can't get the ball clear. Now, as you can see, Thomas Partey picks it up in the middle of the park, looking to create something as he finds Malin on the right hand side. Malin cuts in then, looking to be able to create an opportunity. Yellow shirts offering there, but nice tackle there from Musiala. But unfortunately, Jan Fatih loses out as Duranville picks it up. He finds Julian Brandt for 1-0, and he's done exactly that. Julian Brandt finds the back of the net, and unfortunately, that is our first goal of the episode conceded, and our first goal of the season conceded also. It's only taken Dortmund 12 minutes, but we know the class that they kind of provide. We know what they can do on the pitch, and they've definitely shown it in the only 12 minutes that have been on the pitch with a fantastic goal, and it's Julian Brandt, the man to get it. The German has been at Dortmund for a fair few seasons now, and he's definitely shown his class with a real good finish. Labrovic no chance with that one whatsoever. It's a shame that his first shot that he's faced he has conceded, but we're going to have to accept it, and we're going to have to move on. Kick off now, but Robinson loses it straight away then, as you can see. Malin picks it up, finding Julian Brandt, and the kick-off is so quick as he finds Darwin Núñez, and just like a flash, we're 2-0 down, and we're loving life at the Bundesliga. This is absolutely dreadful so far. Darwin Núñez gets his first goal of the season then to make matters worse for Fortuna Dusseldorf. It's not ideal, don't get me wrong, but I was kind of expecting this at the same time. I was hoping for a smaller team to be able to come up against in the first game of the season, but unfortunately we faced Dortmund, and unfortunately we're facing an utter barrage of utter just goals and just mistakes and everything else. But we're going to have to push on, and we're going to have to see if we can do something. It's 18 minutes into the game. Dortmund look to be having all control of the game so far. Ozcan picks it up in the middle of the park, finding Malin. Now Darwin Núñez, look at the space. It's so easy for Dortmund here. Yellow shirts flooding the box here as Darwin Núñez runs into the box. Really hard to get the ball off of them, as you can see. Julian Brandt picks it up, and Labrovic makes his first save of the game then as it goes out for a corner kick, looking to play it short, but they whack it straight into the area. Looks to be that Musiala clears these lines, finding Dzulis on the left hand side. Haven't seen much of the Dzulis, haven't seen much of anyone so far as he intercepts the players. He looks to make a burst on the left hand side. He uses class. Now he's seeing the real Dzulis. Now we can see what he offers as he runs it on the left hand side, causing a few problems for the Dortmund defence here as they seem to be able to catch up straight away. Now Musiala has a very good opportunity there, but Kobel makes a very big save then, but he does well with his effort, and it goes out for a corner kick. Half an hour mark in the first half now, as you can see, as we look to be able to see if we can create another thing here. Herrera loses out here, and he retaliates in some frustration at the same time as he lashes out on Nicolas Soule. Unfortunately, that will pretty much be a yellow card. We're pretty lucky to be able to not get away with only a yellow at the end of the day, because that could have easily been her red. Herrera losing his kind of frustration in his head and everything else, and he's definitely got to buck his ideas up in this game, that is for sure. 39 minutes into the first half, Dortmund still in all control. Thomas Partey finds Julian Brandt, but Tolisso makes a really good interception, but we lose that straight away. As soon as we intercept it, we just seem to lose it straight away, and we kind of cancel out our move at the same time. Darwin Núñez has got a perfect chance, but Labrovic makes himself nice and strong there in the save, putting out for a corner kick as he has a go as defenders, and rightly so, because they've been poor in honesty. Really expected them to be slightly better, but it's not going to be the case. Into the second half we go, and Duranville picks it up on the left hand side, looking to create something here as Gumney makes himself nice and strong at the tackle, looking to offload it to Herrera, who picks it up then onto the middle it goes as Chavez now picks it up as he travels with it nice and fast here, trying to find Jan Fatih, but the ball is lost straight away. Julian Brandt picks it up. Now Darwin Núñez goes on the attack. Núñez trying to do something here as he finds Ozcan. Now Núñez picks it back up on the left hand side. He looks to be able to see if he can get the ball into the box, but he pushes it back at the moment in time. And then he receives the ball back again here as you see get the ball into the box, but the referee offers a foul, and it will be a free kick to Dortmund on the edge of the area, and we are going to make some substitutions. With that being said, Herrera's going to come off then for Kevin Shady. He makes his debut, and Armstrong will also come onto the pitch, but it won't matter whatsoever because from the free kick Ozcan converts, and that is very poor defending. I thought after them substitutions we might be able to change the momentum of the game slightly. It was a kind of if but in that way, but it's one of those. We have to accept it as it is, and We're not good enough. We're not good enough at the end of the day. Dusseldorf have only just come up, and we're never going to expect to compete against Dortmund. No way whatsoever. We gave IB Leipzig a good game last season in the DFB Pokal, but I kind of showed you the class that this league really, really holds at the end of the day. And that is it. You have to accept that you're playing against a better team, better players, and everything else, and that is exactly what the Bundesliga brings. We did look, though, to be able to see if we can drive forward in the 60-minute mark in the second half, and unfortunately got cancelled out straight away. And look how quick they are in the attack. So fluent, so consistent, and it's exactly what we are, and that's what we need to be at the top level at the end of the day. And we'll get there in the end, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely going to take time. Kevin Shea looked to be able to see if he can create so, but he couldn't. He just couldn't, unfortunately. Julian Brandt picked it up on the left-hand side, finding Duranville. And he leaves Gumney for dead, in all honesty. He didn't even run with it that far, and he just absolutely sent Gumney. And it was just one of those. Gumney's been a very good right back for us, but it showed once again our defence is absolutely leaking goals, because it's 4-0 to Borussia Dortmund, and Özcan gets his second goal of the game. It's very embarrassing, to be honest. It's very poor. But it's just one of those. There's nothing else to say, but they are the better side at the end of the day. And Dortmund have been doing this season in, season out, and they're definitely showing the class. We probably went into the game with too high hopes, and we've been kind of put back down to reality, that is for sure. Lebrovich had no chance with that one, and unfortunately, we are another goal down then as we get things restarted. But they just win the ball straight back. Literally, we've only just got ourselves restarted, but they win it back straight away. How? I'm not too sure, but we pick it up once again then as Gallardo finds Chavez. Chavez now travelling with it as he looks to be able to do something as he runs into the gap. This might be our only chance to be able to get the consolation goal, and it would be nice, and we do exactly that. It's not really much to celebrate at. As you can see, the players are celebrating, but realistically it's not really much to celebrate. We know it's only a consolation. We know it's not going to offer us much in terms of being able to get 3 points or a point, but at least it's a step in the right direction by getting a point against a very big side, and at least we know that we can find the back of the net, whether it be that we've conceded 4 beforehand. But it was a very good goal, to be honest, off the restart. Just runs into the gap, and he's just really persistent with his run, and he finds the back of the net to maintain it 4-1 then, making it a little bit less embarrassing. But Dortmund once again look to be able to go on the attack for themselves here, looking very dangerous in what they do here as Gumney throws it onto the pitch onto Chavez. Chavez picks it up as he looks to switch sides onto Gallardo. He wins the header then. As you can see, Mushliaja picks it up as he looks to be able to find Tazorles. He runs offside momentarily, so he can't offer the play. Dortmund receive it back in possession then as they look to create saying once again here. Yellow shirts driving forward there, but Gallardo with a lovely interception finding Armstrong. Armstrong using his pace to be able to see if he can get a second, but Kobel makes a very good save. Looking at it, with the chances that we have had, we probably could have had another 2 goals in all honesty, so we could have had something to be able to shout about. And then once again there, another chance, Nicolas Soule clearing it off the line there as a really unlucky from the rebound from the corner. Tazorles runs into the box, looks to be able to see if he can create something for himself, but it looks to be outnumbered at the same time, and it looks to be that we're going to lose the ball, and Dortmund are going to go back in possession. And as Julian Brandt finds Thomas Partey, as Partey charges forward now onto Darwin Núñez. Yellow shirts charging forward on the right hand side is the man that is Malen. Malen now looking to be able to support his teammates as he looks to be able to see if he can get a ball into the box. Looks to be too slow, but it seems to be it's kind of worked in his favour as he's run into the box. He looks to square it, he can't. Gallardo is not strong enough, and Reece James picks up the pieces. He finds the back of the net to make it his first goal of the season and to make it 5-1 for Borussia Dortmund, and that was pretty much salt rubbed into the wounds, and it is another goal for Borussia Dortmund. I'm not too sure what happened in that original one as Gallardo just fell to the floor. He just wasn't strong enough in the tackle, and Malen was, and that's simple as that. Unfortunately, when you're strong in that situation, there's no getting up from it, and a full-time whistle has been blown here at Fortuna Dusseldorf, and I'm sad to say that we've lost our first game of the season 5-1. Don't get me wrong, we've come up against the giants of Borussia Dortmund. We've had our chances in all honesty, we just wasn't really able to take them on the day, but we'll learn from it. It's a whole new experience for ourselves, and it's definitely something that we're going to be able to take forward and learn from, because it's only the first game of the season. There's so many more games to play, and there's so much more to learn, that is for sure. Looking at the table, obviously we're going to be rock bottom, but so many other teams have got no points. But looking at the top of the table, Borussia Dortmund will sit on the top due to the fact of their goal difference, but we've made a lot of signings. There is a lot to look forward to, and there's still a lot to give for this Fortuna Dusseldorf sign. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.